Hello there. My name's Alanna Starr, and this is an interview with the lovely, I would like to call it a herbal aria, right? But your name is Lyn. And I have Lyn here, who's a healer. She does really Filipino plant work. But my main reason and focus for having her on today is to learn her interviews of how she works with the earth and healing through earth magic, so to say, and connecting through synchronicities, her interviews on that. But I'm also wanting to hear and learn about her co-author experience with Awakening Starseeds, Shattering Illusions. So I'm going to let Lyn share us a little bit about who she is and how she got involved with Awakening Starseeds through Radhaa Publishing House. All right, so let's hear what you have to say, and welcome.
Thank you, Alanna, for having me on your interviews. I was really admiring your work, and I saw your recent interview with Maya the Shaman, so I was very impressed and so happy to share what we have to share as well. So my name is Lyn Pacificar. Herbalaria is my company, which I promote the art of Filipino plant medicine. I would be what you call an albularia or a katuuran, which is like a type of shaman, a Visayan shaman. I do our traditional healing work here in East Hollywood, Los Angeles. And I do a lot of rituals, plant medicine, hilot work, which is like a massage, or it's not massage, but it's manual energetic therapy in the traditional way, which my father taught me. He was what you call a manghi hilot and a Filipino martial artist. So they go hand in hand, being a martial artist and a healer. So I guess I'm like third generation.
Yeah, so you're a direct descendant of the Akataran Apong Mansanat,
Yes.
the daughter of what you just said, in a Wada Ray lineage. Can you tell me a little bit about those?
So Katuurang Apong Mansanat is my ancestor.
Right, that's what
Yes.
I meant.
She's my ancestor. She is one of a powerful medicine woman. My dad was the Manghi Hilot, which is I have both lineages, both my mom and my dad's side. And so she actually comes from my mother's side, which was, it's long lost because of the colonialism when the Spaniards came. So a lot of our traditions were lost. So few threads exist of how we practice, how we do our magic, how we connect with the earth. And there's a reawakening, even in our own culture, to remember what we used to do, because a lot of what's going on in the earth right now is the reason why we are separating ourselves. We have disconnected ourselves. We've become so information technology. We've become so, there's this great disjuncture between our own humanity and connection to the earth that it's causing such great illness with our planet. And in turn, it's reflecting in our own people and our own culture. So that's why what I'm doing is promoting our traditional healing practices, our rituals, our knowledge, and keeping it as sacred as possible, and doing the acknowledgments to our ancestors and also to the land of which we do the healing work here, which is Tongva territory in Los Angeles. And yeah, so we work, and I say we between my husband and I, because we work together. I'm not just by myself.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, so he is my assistant when it comes to fire rituals.
You're talking about the holy fire that you work with, correct?
No, actual real literal fire outside. Like I do fire.
I was thinking of the UC Holy Fire Reiki that you do.
Oh, that too, I do. That's very in addition. Cool. Yeah, but so I promote mostly my own traditional healing work in addition to using Reiki or Holy Fire Reiki, which is the lineage I come from.
At the end of the day, these are just words that we have to use for our holy divine healing powers.
Absolutely.
I was just doing an interview with this radio show, and we were talking about the idea that, yeah, there's so many things to get certified in, but at the end of the day, it's like, how can we serve you today? This is what, I have this bag full of magic and healing tools and modalities, and we give you what you need, when it's time. It's really
absolutely
cool.
They're just names, but all these names also have energetic frequencies that differ.
Mm-hmm.
They're not equal, but they are
True.
part of the great force, the great cosmic force, which we utilize. So I tend to lean more towards our traditions versus Reiki, which is Japanese in its origin, from who it descended to Mikao Usui. Only because I have some ancestors that have problems with that tradition, with that lineage. So I have to be careful how I use it.
Yes, I see that. So,
Yeah.
So you're Filipino, you work with Filipino Plant Medicine. Our Radhaa Publishing, they have Filipino background, and Mike as well, who's Mike Pestano, who's also a developer of the Awakening Starseeds Shattering Illusions book, is the technical chief director. And did you guys have some type of chemistry from being in your community of culture, as in your healing work, or is it because and also Radhaa, there's magic with understanding the heritage of Filipino history, as well as many other lineages that are popping up and saying, hello, look at me. It's like they're calling to be heard. And so it's beautiful that we have people like you that are bringing that magic through to share with others. So how did you get involved with the book? And because I'm guessing your chapter, from what I read, is connected to this work that you're doing.
So how I got involved, I met Mike Pestano over 2 years ago. It's been a while, maybe 3, at a conference, and he was there doing his business, and I was representing Herbalaria, and we hit it off, and I was like, wow, it's really good to meet you. And we've just kept up that relationship via Facebook, and social media is our new way of connecting, right?
Right.
So we were able to keep that connection. He invited me to look into writing or contributing as an author to the Awakening Starseeds book. And I really thought about that. And it was really important to my ancestors to get started on writing my books, which I had been gestating for quite some time. And putting out my chapter was a direct, it was a directive, so to speak, by my ancestors to share with everyone. And that is part of the magic. And meeting Radhaa too, she's just amazing. She's a sister to me. She's also descended from a shamanic lineage. So
Yes.
both of us relate on so many levels on how magical our lineage is, especially since the Philippines is Lemuria. And a lot of people claim, oh, Lemurian crystals, I'm a Lemurian seed crystal, but to actually be connected to it by bloodline, by spirit line is it's an honor. It's also not just a vocation, but it's a duty for someone like Radhaa, myself, Mike, anyone who considers themselves as a star seed of that lineage, to share the wealth of healing, the wealth of knowledge on how we can reconnect to Mother Earth, reconnect to others, and just be finally the planet to be in alignment with all the other planets that have already reached their highest cosmic beingness, because we're just waking up, right?
I think it's so important because a lot of people don't even know about the culture of being Filipino, and they don't understand the history behind it and how it is very connected to antiquity, so to say. Lemuria, there's so much stuff about it. As you said, we did an interview with Maya the shaman, and she taught us a lot about the history of Lemurian codes, and just remembering and awakening to our ancient history.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very cool. So, you're an author. Did you find anything challenging when you're writing the chapter? I know that personally, when I started writing mine, I have not had other things come up. You knew I was going to be an author as well, but now I'm here doing interviews. It's all because we're all connected, and there's something great happening here.
Yeah.
So, and because it's a very activating experience to share your story. And so did you find anything challenging? And please share any ways that Radhaa Publishing was there to assist you and uplift you, and how they actually strengthen your ability to become an award-winning author or a best-selling author, so to say.
That best-selling author thing, I never really thought about it. That wasn't my intention. And I didn't really have any challenges because my chapter was written based on the experience of receiving the ancestral downloads during one of my cleansing times. It was very deep in ritual. So I was able to write down everything that was given to me in vision work. My husband actually had to help me do some vision work by drumming and pulling me through that experience. So there wasn't any challenges at all, which I'm really blessed to have
Wow.
experienced. As a matter of fact, Radhaa said to me, I only got one line edited. That was it out of my whole chapter, because I really edited. I had my other friend edit it with me and my other friends. So we're all writers. So just being a writer itself, like, and having friends that also wrote books helps. So
Yeah, you were very proactive in the, in people that respond back and want to put yourself out there. And like, I've been really excited to interview. We've been talking a while about doing this
yeah, I know.
because I'm very curious to learn about your Filipino plant medicine and the things that you create in Herbalaria. Can you share some of that?
A lot of what I create is based on what was taught to me by my grandmother, my father, my aunts. It's very much part of our oral tradition. There's very few books written on our medicine, and if they are, they're always written in a fashion that is from a ethnobotany perspective. Maybe not so much ethnobotany, but more from the cold. Oh, this is what it's for. This is its chemical makeup, blah, 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 blah. But from the spiritual perspective of how we used our plant medicines, that's what I'm honing in on. And that's what I'm trying to teach people. And again, like what I'm allowed to share, maintaining the sacredness of our practices as well, and according to ancestral protocol. So like, for example, guava leaves. I'm teaching guava leaf medicine. Not everybody knows that. And it's been in many cultures. It's in Ayurveda, it's in South America, Central America, but nobody really talks about it. So when I bring it up to like other Latinos who are like, oh, bayaba or guayaba, we say bayabas, they're surprised that I'm actually teaching something like this, because it's something that they grew up with, or they just said, oh, it just was something that was there. It's such a humble plant, so gentle in its healing, yet so powerful, because it can address so many issues, from diabetes, high blood pressure, to cholesterol, anxiety. It's an antispasmodic, antiviral, antibacterial. You can put that on cuts, wounds. It's a postpartum wash. It's a hair loss
What
wash.
are some other plants? I love that you talk about plant medicine, but you're not necessarily talking about like a psychedelic, the word psychedelic, but medicine plants that help you to have an outer inner body experience.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And this is more just like we're talking about fruit leaves and, like our actual, greens, I'm guessing, like things that are just pure plants that people don't usually use. You'd
Yes.
be
So I'm bringing
surprised to
light to
find,
it.
yeah, you'd be surprised to find out what you can actually use to heal yourself. And that's really important because, like you said, they're sacred practices. But I mean, do you agree with me at the idea that we're in a place right now in the world where these things need to start being shared with others? Because I think that a lot of cultures, like, we pass things down to ancestral and we think, well, this is our tribe, we did this and we need to protect it, and it's so good to do that, to share the community. But it's also so important right now, the times that we're living in, to really be proactive and, getting involved in other cultures and learning if they're open to sharing, because I think that that's where the real healing is going to come in. So it's so good that you're sharing this knowledge with others and putting your
Yeah.
work out there in a book it involves people from all over the world getting involved in it.
Yeah. I think what you brought up an excellent point, because there's still debate on what's shareable and what's not, depending on the culture, because some tribes, depending where you're from, do not allow that. Because first of all, a lot of them have been colonized, have been destroyed,
You're right.
decimated because of colonial actions of, Eurocentric thoughts, and just trying to go in and appropriate what's not theirs.
Yes.
The problem is the approach to the medicine. People just want to take. There's no energetic exchange. There's no respect for the plant spirit. There's no respect for the culture. So, of course, like right now in this time, we need to share. If we're going to heal the planet, right? We're talking about being a star seed. Then we bring with us the medicines, not only in this lifetime, but from many lifetimes, and from whatever lifetime we bring from the cosmos, right?
Right.
So being able to share some of that information is at our discretion. Like I do this at my discretion. I haven't had any dissension from anyone, which is thank goodness. But if there is any, I'm going to have to share, like I will share a piece of what my ancestors say, which is this medicine doesn't belong to any one person. This medicine belongs to Mother Earth, and Mother
Right.
Earth is the mother of all. If Mother Earth wishes to share her medicine to heal herself, then that is at her choice.
I love that. Yes, it always goes back to the mother aspect of nature and understanding the wisdom of what to do with this knowledge. And, you know, that's really what's needed right now. And that's the vibration that I'm on, is just kind of like understanding, having the wisdom to connect with things and actually learn these things without our ego rising so high that, you know, we can't hear our mother's voice. And it's very powerful that you brought up the idea of that, because I think that in the industries of medicine, and there's a lack of gratitude, there's a lack of understanding for like such as the synthetic versions of medicines.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe I feel like part of the people are not getting healed as quickly because they're not connecting to the plant. And part of the reason why we're sick is because we haven't connected fully to the energetic aspect and spiritual aspect of everything that we do, whether it's eating,
Mm-hmm.
whatever we intake, you know, just, yeah, I'm pretty sure you understand, but, you know, I'm trying to make it more clear for people who are listening that it's more than just taking something. It's actually a whole process of connecting with the spirit of whatever you're eating or intaking in your body that is from the earth, because you have a whole different experience versus just popping it in your mouth. Like you said, the Spanish culture, they have guava, yet they don't really understand what you're doing with it.
Yeah.
But it's really powerful that you can take this and show them, because oftentimes it takes someone from the outside to see something from the inside and then, you know, be like, oh, wow, look what I can do with that. Then it's like we're here to teach each other, but there is an aspect of it that's been persecuted. And that whenever we do have healing modalities that don't align with the system, so to say, it can be persecuted. And so it's good to protect things and understand the sacredness of anything that we do.
And that's everything you're saying is also part of my chapter 3, which is it's called Incantations, Healing Past, Present, healing our traumas. So yeah, I think it's about exposing and showing and sharing, but also respecting, connecting, and being aware.
Amazing. So is there anything else you want to share about your work or things that you're doing that we left out? Like you'd have a chance to really just share with, you know, people who are listening. Because really, I like to say that this is the star seeds. It's our time to shine.
Mm-hmm.
It's our time. Like I really play it safe. And I like that you put your work out there. So I know you got more to share.
I have tons to share. I'm like writing several books at the same time, like literally, including the second book.
That's what I was going to ask you. Yes. So you are going to be a part of Awakening Starseeds Volume 2.
Yes, I'll be in the second book as well.
Do you want to give a little sneak peek about what it's about, or is that a secret?
I haven't really decided yet.
Okay, it's totally cool. You know, what
like,
would you?
There's too much to share, right? Like, so you got to like curate what you're going to be able to share in the second volume. That will be that will add to what I had in the first volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, like I said, there's nothing else you wanted to share.
I don't really know what to share exactly, except that I'm just grateful for this time to be present with you and to be present with everybody who are watching this interview. And I did receive a message earlier today, and here's the message. It is important for us to connect to our ancestors, and in that connection is the energy of stillness. You have to be still to listen well. And through that, that's how you connect with the land, how you connect with those wisdoms. And you don't have to be some shaman. You don't have to be anything like that has a title to it. You don't need a PhD. All you need to do is find your way to your inner wisdom, to your inner ancestor.
Yes. I think since you also live in Los Angeles, and especially in this city, it's really easy to get caught up running around, being busy. And it's nice to be reminded to just, sit with yourself and go within and listen and, honor the silence whenever you get a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just bring things back to sacredness. Yeah. Because it's nice to receive that message today. So, you mentioned that you might have an event coming up. We are having an Awakening Starseeds event. We're not exactly sure when it will be, but have anything planned as far as your chapter of like any kind of book signings or anything you want to share as regards to the next steps you're taking that is for the public?
Yeah, we're planning our Awakening Starseeds book signing event in October. More towards the end of October. I'm thinking around October 25 or 27, which I hope the other authors will be able to be there to sign the books, because we're going to really try to get our word and our work out there to the public, because it is so important to hear all these seeds of wisdom written throughout the chapters.
Amazing. And were you there at Dimensions of Disclosure event?
I was on the last day. And
how was that? Did you meet anybody cool?
Everybody was so sweet and nice. I didn't meet anyone in particular specifically, but it was just such a beautiful energy to be amongst other like-minded people and just being there in the spirit of Awakening Starseeds.
Awesome. So I pretty much asked you to share a message because that's what I would end with regardless. Yeah. So it was nice to get like a little spark of a message before the ending. So Lyn, I've had a phenomenal time speaking with you, and I look forward to, hearing more about what you're going to be working on and seeing your chapter coming out in Awakening Starseeds 2. What is that called? Awakening Starseeds, Beyond the Veil. I can't remember what it was.
I don't even remember. I'm still just trying to figure out my second chapter contribution.
Right. We're still trying to get number 1 promoted to the people. Yes. You guys, Awakening Starseeds is really cool. There's about 13 authors in it who shared their awakening stories. I know that you have an awakening story. Everyone's waking up right now at your own pace, in your own way. And it could be, you could share your story with the world. So if you feel called to get involved in a book collaboration that you could work with an actual publishing house who can guide you and give you some tools to get your story out there, feel free to reach out to me. I can link you up with Radhaa Publishing. You can reach out to Lyn. You can find her info below in the comment section or in the bio section, description below, as well as mine. We both do healing work. And so if you feel called to receive any type of medicine, mind, body, spirit, feel free to reach out to us. And until next time, I hope you all have a beautiful day. And thank you, Lyn.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it. Thank you and your ancestors for blessing me with your love and your energy.
I really appreciate it. I'm sure this is just the beginning, and I can't wait to meet you in person. Okay. All right. Take care.
Thank you. You too.
Bye-bye.